Okay guys, so I finally found something that the XTool D8 has an issue with. It literally causes a problem with the vehicle, and you need to know how to fix it because once the scan tool gets it into this funky mode, you have to use the vehicle to get it out of it. So this is a Ford F-150 2016 model. Now we'll go to Ford USA. We'll just do system selection, and it has to do with the parking. This has an electronic parking brake control module. We'll go to special functions. So right here you have two different options here. Now maintenance mode is where whenever you want to put brake pads on the vehicle, you put it in maintenance mode. It retracts the stepper motors for the parking brake and allows you to push the pistons in so you can put your new pads on, put your calipers back on your rotors, and then you put it back into normal mode, and it'll position the stepper motors to where the parking brake will work. Now, and I've got the truck right here, and what we're going to do, let me come on down here, that way you can hear what's going on. So we're going to try to do both these tests. The first thing, what this test here does is they call it an assembly test, and what it does is it's going to recalibrate the parking brake actuators. Anytime you replace the module or anything like that, this is a good idea to do. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. You heard the stepper motors applied and then they released. And I think what that's doing is whenever they apply, obviously it's going to take more current to continue to try to apply. Once the computer senses the excess current draw, it knows that the parking brake has actually compressed against the rotor, and then it knows that, okay, that's where the parking brake compression is at, I guess, for lack of a better word, and then it releases them, and now it's recalibrated. So that function works fine. The problem is with this maintenance mode. So what maintenance mode is going to do is retract the stepper motors to their full retract position so that you can depress the pistons and put new pads on. So let's do that, and let me show you what happens. So it's retracting the stepper motors. Okay, everything seemed to go just fine. So now you'd be able to put pads on this truck with no problem at all. You can take the calipers off, put your pads on, put the calipers back on the rotors, and then you're ready to put this back into normal parking brake mode. And that's where the problem is. So right there you can see that the scan tool is just saying complete. Now it's telling you to do the necessary work, so that's all great too. So let's say you put your pads on, you're ready to put it back into normal brake mode. You hit OK. Now we're going to exit the maintenance mode. Okay, so it gives you a little step down or step-by-step instructions there on what you may need to do. Now to put it back in regular mode, we're going to hit OK. No response from module. Okay, so you're like, alright, well, let me try it again. So you end up trying it again. That's what you get. So you're like, alright, well, maybe if I do a recalibrate. That's all you get. And there's absolutely no way to use this scan tool to get it back into normal brake mode. so you're stuck. So the problem is, right now your brakes will still work, but your parking brake won't. So right now, get up here in the truck, and I've tried my other scan tools too to try to get it back into normal brake mode. Both of them actually work as long as they're the tools that puts it into parking brake mode. They both will take it out of parking brake mode. But right now you can see up on the display it says park brake maintenance mode. Now here's your parking brake switch right here. And I've tried disconnecting the battery, trying to run the scan tool again. That didn't work. I've tried everything. I tried using, I think I told you, I tried using my other scan tools to get it out of parking brake mode. That didn't work. What I ended up having to do is use the truck's ability to take it out of parking brake mode. To get this out of parking brake mode, as you can see that it's in right now, and like I said, I've tried everything. So what you got to do is down here on your button, try to get the camera to where you can see it. I'm going to push down on the gas pedal as far as it'll go, all the way to the floor. Turn the key off. Now, at the same time that I pull up on this switch, I'm going to turn the key on. I'm going to pull up and hold. So here we go. Okay, the brake light is on solid. Brake light is now flashing. I'm going to turn the key off and back on. And now you can hear the stepper motors. And there you go. Now you're back to no parking brake mode. So for some reason, the XTool has an issue. It'll put it in parking brake mode, but it will not take it out. I don't know why. I'm sure they'll probably end up fixing that. I'm going to send in a report, and I'm sure in a couple, 2-3 updates, they'll probably have that fixed. But just something to know. That's the first issue. That's the first what I would consider somewhat of a serious issue. If Ford did not have it built into their system to where you could take that out of parking brake mode yourself, then I don't know what you'd do. You wouldn't have a functional parking brake. Like I said, the rear brakes would still work when you push on the gas pedal, but your parking brake wouldn't work. So anyway, just wanted to show the first problem that I've actually had with this. I did have a problem about a year ago on a 2012 Armada where it would not kick on the air suspension compressor. It had the option, but when I tried to kick it on, it wouldn't kick it on. My Autel kicked it on without a problem. So they probably had that fixed, got that fixed by now. This has been through quite a few updates since then, so I'm sure that they've taken care of that. If that car ever comes back through again, I'll try it again just to see. But this is what I would consider the first serious issue, because if you couldn't get that back out of parking brake mode by using the truck itself, you're not going to have a functional parking brake. But anyway, I'm done. You guys take care.